Gizzy. Say hello. Okay, so what we've got here is a genuine Snow Brothers board. Okay, they're pretty common to have lots of problems. I think the reason they do get lots of problems is because they're susceptible to perhaps the jammer connection being plugged in upside down, and it fries the RAM. This, when I originally got it, was displaying some video. It was flickering, and yeah. So basically, I'm just making this for prosperity, so I can remember, because it was difficult to find a lot of information about the board. I couldn't find any schematics or anything like that, and I'm sorry about the video footage being a bit shaky and stuff. So I'll just go through with the main chips that I did replace. Okay, so basically I started down in this area down here, and I replaced all four of these RAMs down here. I didn't socket them. I should have, but I didn't, and I didn't believe I needed to at first, but I'm a definite believer in socketing RAM, and I'll tell you why soon. So anyway, basically I replaced those there, and then I got the picture to stabilize and the game to be sort of normal. However, after about a minute or so, it would start to flicker out, and it would things would start to go a bit crazy on the screen. So I basically started to just sort of touch the chips around the board and stuff like that, and I noticed that this particular chip here, this IC22, which I don't know if I can get this one here, was extremely hot, and by that time there was nothing getting displayed on the screen whatsoever. So I ordered. They were quite difficult to find, but I was able to find them through a Japanese supplier, and Chinese supplier, and they got delivered. So I replaced that, only to find that then I was presented with an error that was in relation to the color RAM, and yeah. So I found a little bit of information about. I think it's IC14, which is this one here, being the color RAM. Yeah, so I started out by, first of all, after I did those RAMs there, and then that there, I went about replacing these two ICs here, and then I replaced these two ICs here, because they were cheap and easy to get, and it made no difference. Then I replaced this IC here, this RAM here, which is IC14, which I believe is the color RAM, and went and hooked it up, and it didn't work. Still presented with the same problems. However, I did notice there was a background color change, and so I thought, well, what's going on here? I then replaced this, made the decision then to basically put sockets on, because I've bought multiples of these, and with the sockets, you might buy them brand new, or they might just be a fake copy, I don't know, but these are from China, and the first one I put on there was a dodgy one. So once it was socketed, I swapped it out. Hey presto, it was working. No, it wasn't working actually then. I did replace both of these, and the color RAM issue went away, and then I was presented with a sound error message on the screen. So I went down, and then I took off the old RAM for the sound, and then replaced it with a socket and the new RAM, and now, hey presto, the whole thing's working beautifully as it should. I've read lots of reports that sometimes this custom IC here, the pins can break, probably due to flexing and stuff, because it's not a great amount of heating up and cooling down to cause metal fatigue in the solder. So yeah, so anyway, there's no problems with that, and yeah, so it's all working now. So the reason I suggest that you socket your RAM is because, and always buy multiples, is because once it's socketed, you can pop the RAM out and swap it around to definitely make sure that it is the RAM. The RAM is definitely working, because 1 out of 10 RAMs supplied should work. You know, you've got a pretty good chance there that it's if it doesn't solve it after you've swapped out 10, then it's probably not that problem. What I usually do to remove ICs on these style of boards also is I'd never ever try and, once I make a decision to remove an IC, it's dead. So I just cut it. I cut the pins, all the pins, with some really good snips, one at a time, boom, 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 and then boom, boom, boom. The IC falls away, and then I just put a bit of solder on the pins, heat them up, and then remove them with tweezers. And then I vacuum pump the solder out of the holes, a bit of flux, and then put the socket in, and then insert the new IC. So anyway, that's a genuine Snow Brothers board. It cost me $60. Damaged. It was sold as a broken board. I bought it on eBay for $60 Australian. Delivery was about $15, and I've probably spent about $25 in ICs. I've got a huge collection now of ICs, not just for this board, but for various other boards. I've got lots of older boards, like Sega System 2 boards, that I want to keep going, so I bought lots of replacement ICs for those too. Yeah, so that's about it. Well, I hope that this video does help someone else who might come across some problems with their Snow Brothers 2. Sorry, Snow Brothers. Yeah, well, their Snow Brothers arcade board. Yeah, so basically this area here, that's RAM. This area here is RAM. This area here is your sound RAM, and I'm pretty sure this area here is your, maybe your main RAM for the whole system. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I really do hope that this has helped someone. Say goodbye to the world, Gizmo. Gizzy, bye bye.